Hola and hello. This is, get off my shit. It's me again for another video. Not an update, a lock update or anything like that. This is actually an answer and question, I guess, update, or whatever you want to call it. Because, you know, when you have, sorry, my interruption. You know, when you have locks or, you know, dreads, whatever it is that, you know, you want to call it, to each its own, on, you know, whatever method you want to call it, but whatever. When you have locks or dreads, you know, you get questions from people who don't really understand them. So, I decided that maybe today we will do a little bit of an answer and question. I mean, a question and answer. Maybe you might have some questions to my answers, who knows, but yeah. So we're gonna do that. I wrote down 6 of the questions that the 6 that I get, you know, the most. So we'll just go down the list of that. So the first question that I get a lot is how long I've had them. At this point on this day, I've had them for a year and 10 months. Alright, yeah. So on May 11th will be a year and 11 months. I've had them since June 11th, 2013. So that's the first one. Let me see. Another question I get all the time, which I actually answered in a previous video, is how many do I have? So, if you check on one of my previous videos, I actually just counted them recently, and I came up with 30 of them. So I have 30. They are matching my age, because I am also 30, so that's pretty cool. Cool. You just fell down. I guess my phone didn't like me talking anymore. Bad phone! Bad phone! Stay. Why should you fall on me? Stay. Okay. So yeah, that's how many that is. What's the next question? What method did you use to create your dreadlocks? I used the sit patiently and wait method. If that's a method. That's what I used. You are very stale, but I'm going to see if I can use you anyways, because I did not get a blunt today. So I'm using this steel thing that I seen or found in my house. At any rate, yeah, so that's the method I'd used. I just simply didn't brush my hair anymore. I did, however, keep washing it, and still do, obviously, because not washing it is pretty freaking gross. So please wash your hair if you're not. It's gross if you're not. So that's the method I'd used. Okay, next question. Why did you get them? That's kind of a tough question to ask, or a tough answer to give, or something. I kind of can't use you. They're kind of really stale. I think I'm going to have to use a different one. I have to find one. I'll do it afterwards, because I'm in the middle of talking to you. Or I can just pause you for a minute. Give me a second. I'm back. Okay, so sorry for that interruption. Yeah, so what was the question we're on? Why did I get them? So there's a lot of answers to that, really. And I think the combination of all of them put together is what really just set it in motion for me. You know, I was looking online. To be honest, I didn't really understand them either. You know what I mean? At first. But I was looking them up you know, looking information on them and the history and just, you know, whatever on them. You know, when my husband, God rest his soul, was looking into getting them. So I was looking them up for him, and as I'm looking them up, I started seeing, you know, the spirituality of them and really the common sense of them. You know what I mean? Like today in this day and age, we worry way too much about what I look like, what my hair looks like, what's acceptable. You know what I mean? What, you know, for instance, me as a white girl, what I'm supposed to look like. You know what I mean? How I'm supposed to have the quote unquote perfect hair. You know what I mean? But in reality, for me to get that perfect hair that I'm supposed to have as a white girl, you know what I mean? Just what I had to do to my hair to get it like that was ridiculous. You know what I mean? All the chemicals and the serums or whatever you call them, and you know what I mean? Like, if I just figured, you know what I mean, and have to keep brushing it and hear my hair break and everything, and I figured, listen, if my hair was supposed to be so perfect the way that you think it's supposed to be, then wouldn't it just be like that? Like, why would I have to add all these, you know, hot, you know, tools, whatever you call it, on it, and these chemicals and, you know, these serums and everything else? Wouldn't it just, that's, I don't know, that was my whole, you know what I mean? So, whatever, that was one of the kind of, you know, reasons why I decided to go ahead with that. But also, and some people, they don't get into it as, like, really spiritually. And, I mean, I won't say that I'm, like, you know, holier than thou or nothing like that. Trust me, I got issues. You know, and I'm a human being, so I work on them. You know what I mean? Or at least I try to. But, you know, it is a, you know, kind of a spiritual thing for me. You know what I mean? Like Samson in the Bible had them, and God said not to put, well, technically speaking, because I looked up on it more, but technically speaking, God said not to put a razor to your beard. But I don't know, I'm saying it from my head, I guess. So I don't know, I just don't want to, I don't want, you know, because if you think about it, you know what I mean, like, your energy, like, stays in your hair. You know what I mean? I'm gonna get all, like, hippy dippy on you right now. The energy, it's like in your hair. No, for real though, but it is. It's like, you know, bad times, good times, anything that you put into your body, you know, because, like, if you were to do, like, a DNA test, like, you know, say they're trying to see if you did drugs or some shit, like, 5 years ago, they could take a follicle from your hair and test it, you know what I mean, instead of doing a urine test or something, because it will last longer in your hair. So, you know what I mean, when you're brushing your hair and your hair's coming out, you're losing that, you know what I mean? So with dreads, you don't lose any of that, and it just stays with you. And I thought that was pretty cool, you know, pretty nice. And with all the negative, you know, stuff that happens in my life, you know, I don't know, it's just, it's a part of who I am and a part of my life, so I didn't want to get rid of it. I don't know, it sounds stupid and whatever, but it is what it is, so that's fine. Let me see. I hope that kind of answered your question, but like I said, there's a lot to it. There's a whole lot to it, more than that, but it's just, if I tried to get into the whole thing, then I'd be, you know, 20, 30, 45 minutes into this thing. And right now I'm almost at 10, so let's wrap this up. So let me see, the next one. Where am I at? I'm at, how did you combine them? How did I combine them? Some of my locks, which you can't see right now because I have it wrapped up, but some of my locks are combined. If you actually go back to my previous video, one of my previous videos where I count them, you will see how some of them branch off into 2, 3, 4, even 5 different, sets. So I've been asked, how did I do that? Or how did I combine them? So the answer, whoops, no, don't fall. Weed abuse. Stop it. At any rate, yeah. So how I combined them? Nothing. Again, we go back to the previous answer of sit and wait. So that's how I combined them. They just, they grow and they do what they want, and because I don't separate, they tend to, after a while grow together, I guess. So that's how that happens. So because of that, I'm pretty sure it's not going to stay at 30 forever. It'll probably, grow into something either more or less, because you get new growth after, sometimes, but whatever. Let me see. I've been asked if I plan on keeping them forever, or for how long I plan keeping them. I absolutely do not have an answer for that, because as of right now where I'm sitting, I would say hello babies. I wouldn't say that to my dress. I'm just saying hi to the cat. So as of right now sitting here, I would say I want to keep them forever. But I don't know truthfully if that's how I'll feel 10, 15, 20 years down the line. I might change my mind. I don't know. I don't know what the future is. Unfortunately, I'm not any kind of psychic or anything, so I don't know. But as I'm sitting right now, my immediate feeling right now is that no, I will never want to take them out. And the reason for that being is that I had a previous set before this, and it was only like 2 or 3 months old, and I ended up taking them out because they were still very, very messy, especially since I don't use any method. I just sit and wait, so that method is even messier than normal. And with only being like 3 months old, it was incredibly just really messy. And my husband had just passed at the time, so I wanted to go to his funeral looking more respectable for him and for his family, so I took them out for that. But as I was taking them out, my soul felt like it was crushing. It was not a good feeling at all whatsoever. I absolutely hated it. I felt like I was, doing him wrong. I felt like I was doing an injustice. I don't know. It was so horrible. Like I was ripping my soul out. It was just weird. So, because of that, and because of knowing what it felt like, the first time the last time I took my first set out, because of that, I know, I don't really want to feel like I'm doing that again. Like I'm just ripping myself out anymore. So that's what that is. This went incredibly long, but yeah, quick little, answering question thing. I hope you enjoyed. I always enjoy you. And let me see, today is May 1st. Happy Mother's Month for all the mothers. We in the house, hey. So like I said, I will be a year and 11 months on May 11th, so I might be back to do an update then, if I can get around to it and I remember. Sometimes I can't seem to get to it, because I have a problem making videos in front of people. I get embarrassed, so I wait until I'm like alone. So yeah, anyways, y'all have a good day. God bless you, and any more questions you might have, you can drop the question below, and I will have no problem answering them for you, and I hope I did a good job answering some of your questions today. Okay, love you guys. God bless.